Hey everyone, this is Saito and this is going to be a very important video. I've often made so many videos where I just talk about something that HoYoverse should have not done, about some problems regarding HoYoverse, missing voice actors, neglecting some games such as Genshin, but this time the problem is much bigger because they have been planning to do some massive layoffs, and before we even knew it, they did already start applying them. Many HoYoverse employees have been fired without anything even being said before that. Just all of a sudden they got fired before the company even saying anything public. So we'll try to shine a light on this topic because we haven't seen many people talking about this, because it's still very new and also because it seems like the company is trying to kind of avoid it. I mean, avoiding to talk about it too much. So let's get to the video, but before that, please consider to subscribe because it will really help the channel. Your support is very important to me, so just subscribing will greatly help me. Okay, now let's not waste any more time. So all of this happened without any warning, without any noticing before that. Just a huge amount of HoYoverse employees getting fired for not many reasons, I guess. I also get that we still don't know much because maybe it's just privacy, maybe some people just don't want to say it, or maybe also because this is a pretty new information, so maybe they're just trying to hold it back. This happened about a week ago, so we should not really judge these things happening because we might get run into some mistakes, but something that definitely isn't a mistake is the fact that they should never do something like this ever again, and they should have not even done this in the first place. You're supposed to at least even notice your employees before firing them. It is just common sense. I'm surprised this is even legal, honestly. And also, after this happened, an anonymous employee for HoYoverse also told us many other shady things that they do, such as employees being messaged in order to make them go online like their privacy just doesn't matter, the fact that the global teams are impacted by internal politics even though they don't have any involvement, at least sometimes, the fact that if you are not in Singapore in their own headquarters, their communication isn't prioritized, so you might not even know what they are talking about, you might even be left alone about many discussions. And also something that is shady as fuck is the fact that you sometimes have to work during night because when Singapore is online you also need to be. So it doesn't matter if Singapore is online when it's 5 AM, you have to get up and work. That's fucking sickening, honestly. At least I'm glad that we are finally getting all of these informations, because already many people knew that when it's one of these companies you already know that they're going to be very shady. We have seen this happening so much often, so at least now we got the confirmation. But now we should talk about something even more important, which is who were the people that got fired. At least from what I'm reading, the people that got fired were translators, and most importantly English ones. But why is that? Why them? Well, that is because so many people said that they made so many mistakes. They made so many mistakes most of the time, and often even in the story mode. A great example is that in the English version, Xylon is like supposed to die at some point. They hint that she's going to die because of a prophecy or something like that, when that would have never happened. And they also never talk again about the fact that Shilonen has to die. Also because if you put it in another language, even with just new subtitles, the message will change and it will just say that Shilonen will go away for some time, but that doesn't mean that she's going to die. They also made several mistakes about the name of Xbalank, which is that character that is going to be from Natlan, and they sort of translated it in English, just putting an I before the name, which is just a plain mistake, and they kept doing it constantly. So did these people deserve to be fired? I mean, we still don't know this for sure, like I don't want to start pointing my finger at people, but something that is true is that so many of these translators got fired and that they didn't do a great job, so maybe that was a good choice. But that does not justify the fact that they just fired them out of the blue and that they have terrible practices. The people did a bad job, and they don't like that people out of Twitter or all of that will start to like protect them for some reason. They are paid to do their job. For so much time they did many mistakes at their job, so they deserve to be fired. But they should not be fired suddenly, as simple as that. Another thing that I read a lot of times in basically all of my videos when it's about voice actors is that so many people want them to actually get fired. They say that if they keep protesting, then they should not have a reason to still having a job, and that they should all be fired, which is something that's completely fucked up. The reason behind these people's protests is the fact that they still are in the middle of a strike, and for a good reason, that they risk losing their job to AI. It means nothing just saying fire them and get some voice actors that actually want to work, because there won't be any new voice actor, because they're all going to get replaced by AI, which is something that's just bullshit. I'm very glad that these people are fighting against AI and just recognizing their rights, because I don't want these fucking companies to just englobe everything and just put AI slop everywhere. So yes, the people fired are not going to be voice actors, but only the English translators, which has not been doing a good job. But what will happen after these layoffs? Honestly, nobody knows actually. Some voices said that they are going to use AI, but these voices just came from Twitter without any proof or anything like that. Before just accusing people of using AI or just wanting to use AI, you should just think for a few minutes and then just seeing after some days when they're actually going to do it or not. I feel like the company is not going to have a good image if they start using AI, and it's going to get even worse if they don't even announce it. But most importantly, to protect the voice actors, they did all of that stuff where they just changed them from Formosa Interactive and just put them in another studio, even though they're still having troubles with it, so for now no English voices. So they did all of that to protect them against AI, so I don't think that they're also starting to use AI after all of this mess. At this point they should have just doubled down and kept using AI for voice actors, but they didn't. So don't feel like that they will try to start using AI about these things, because that's not just going to happen, I guess. But then again, we still don't know, also because these studios are pretty sharky, the studios are pretty shady, so that could actually be an option. But in a lack of proof, we should not point our fingers, because then it might not be a real thing. So in conclusion, most of the people, if not all of the people that got fired, were English translators that did not do their job very well. They made a huge amount of mistakes, also most of them messed up with the story quest, and some others also caused many troubles with something like Chilonen. So it's good that they will be replaced, I just hope that it won't be an AI, and if that will happen, I guess we will know. But the fact that they didn't do their job well does not justify the fact that they just had terrible practices for miHoYo. The fact that you have to stay awake and working while Singapore is online is completely fucked up. The fact that they always keep you online with messages even when it's not important is also very fucked up. So it's just the HoYoverse not being a very good studio at all, and that's pretty common, unfortunately. But no voice actors got fired, at least from what we know, so that's at least a good thing. And that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!